Good morning and welcome to this second hearing of the Subcommittee on the Western Hemisphere. During our first hearing, we discussed the challenges that we face in the region, but also there are many opportunities that exist right here in our own backyard in the Western Hemisphere. Building on our first hearing, I wanted to take a closer look at some of those opportunities and whether the administration, as a matter of policy, is making the most of those opportunities for the American people. I wanted to seize the momentum created by our first hearing to talk about our relationship with our neighbors, directly to the south and directly to the north of us, Mexico and Canada. The U.S. already enjoys vibrant trading relationships with both Mexico and Canada. That said, we need to identify ways to complement those partnerships in the pursuit of energy security, as the Chairman just referenced, jobs for the American people, and enhanced regional democracy, prosperity, free markets, and peace. It's my intention that this subcommittee should be a voice in promoting and increasing trade, as well as building on existing free trade agreements throughout our hemisphere. Free trade policies go beyond benefiting the American people by increasing access to a greater number of goods at lower prices. Free and open commerce with our neighbors helps foster economic development in poorer countries while reinforcing with our neighbors the value of freedom and the rule of law. I think that the most important thing that we export as a nation is our freedom and our ideals. For example, I've always believed that a safe and prosperous Mexico is in the United States' national interest. We already have the vibrant commercial partnerships with Mexico and Canada. We have the world's largest free trade area under NAFTA, made up of about 1/3 of the world's total gross domestic product. What I'd like to see is an enhancement of that already close relationship, where we can expand on existing bilateral trade to achieve North American energy security and independence by making us less dependent on oil from the Middle East, from Venezuela, and other unpredictable, more unstable areas. This, in turn, will make our region more prosperous and more stable. To that end, I'm very interested in taking a close look at the proposed Keystone XL pipeline project with Canada to determine why exactly the administration continues to stall on this project. As we know, Canada is already our largest supplier of oil and is the world's 5th largest petroleum producer. This project, once approved, would result in a true synergy toward energy security, a system to transport crude oil from Canada down to the Gulf Coast refineries equipped to refine the heavy crude. What's more, approval of this pipeline will create jobs in the United States. With our domestic economy still struggling and 12 million Americans still looking for work, it is frankly unconscionable that this project has been essentially stalled for over 4 years by the administration. I'm looking forward to hearing from our witness about why the administration continues to put off approval in light of the draft supplemental environmental impact statement put out by the State Department earlier this month and stated there would likely be no significant impact, I repeat, no significant impact to resources along the proposed route. In addition, we're eager to receive information on how swift approval of this project will benefit U.S. national interests as well as our bilateral relationship with Canada, or concurrently how continued delays may in fact strain that close relationship. I'm eager to hear from the witnesses about the transboundary hydrocarbons agreement signed last year with Mexico, and again determine why the administration continues to stall on sending this agreement to Congress for approval. I see many opportunities in Mexico. For example, if Pemex can achieve true reforms opening the way to direct foreign investment in their nationalized energy sector for the first time in history, Mexico will prosper, and U.S. energy security will be enhanced by a more reliable and prolific source of oil from our closest neighbor to the south. In my opinion, approval of this agreement will pave the way for increased energy cooperation between our two countries and will create jobs and economic development both for the U.S. and the Mexico economies. I believe with this first step we will identify other opportunities for energy cooperation and growth with Mexico beyond hydrocarbons. I want to thank my colleague and friend, the gentleman from Nebraska, Lee Terry, for testifying before us today. Lee's been a tireless advocate for moving the Keystone XL pipeline project forward, and it's a pleasure to have him here to provide his insights. I know he shares my frustration in the delays that the project has experienced at the hands of the administration. I look forward to working with him to try and find a solution that will ensure swift approval of this timely job-creating energy project. In addition, I welcome our other witnesses, all of whom are experts in the field of energy and our relationship with Mexico and Canada. I'm looking forward to a truly productive hearing. I believe we can come together as Americans and find common ground in the value and imperative of actively and seriously pursuing policies that will not only enhance our energy security, but also grow our partnerships with Canada and Mexico so that we can complement each other's efforts to solidify peace and prosperity into the future for our respective nations. Now I'd like to recognize my colleague, Albio Sirius, the ranking Democratic member, for his opening remarks.